So please start with good posture, which I think we're all familiar with. Uprightness is important. That lends a sense of confidence, sense of determination, that we're not just here to pass the time, but there's some proper, thorough inner work to be done, to be worked on, to be explored. And the front of the body is open because although we may all be in our individual rooms and places, we are all connected to each other through many bonds, many of which are invisible, but they are there nevertheless. And what is uniting all of us is the wish to be happy and not to suffer. And the fact is all of us are having some kind of unsatisfactoriness in our lives, which is causing us to, of course, investigate, slow down, to pay attention, and explore who we are, what are the causes of happiness, what is causing me pain, why am I suffering? So all these questions it's wonderful that they arise. It shows that there is some awareness there. So the front of the body open, willing to work with others, to benefit others as much as we can. Let there be a sense of stillness, a sense of relaxation, since we're not here to make ourselves even more stressed out. And together with the relaxation, though, the sense of being very awake, very aware. And just a few more words in terms of our motivation before we engage in the silent, stabilizing or calm abiding practice. Shamatha in Pali, Sanskrit. This is from a contemporary, well, dead now, but a 20th century master. The religious mind is the explosion of love. It is this love that knows no separation. To it, far is near. It is not the one or the many, but rather that state of love in which all division ceases. Like beauty, it cannot be measured by words. And it is from this silent religious mind that the meditative mind arises and acts. So remember, we're not just practicing for oneself alone, although oneself is extremely important. And oneself is, of course, who we are working with day and night. We have to become our own best friend. But having become our own best friend through understanding who we are, we can radiate that knowledge and that love and compassion outwards into the world, which needs it right now so badly. Has always needed it, but right now we might say, since we are more connected, we need that kind of mind more. To help us on that, we need to first have a calm, stable mind, which is not distracted, which is not going up and down all the time. A sane mind. So that is why we engage in the stabilizing, calm, abiding practice to contact a basic sanity and stability that is there within us. If only we give it the chance. So I think we're all familiar with the practice of being aware of the breath in a calm but attentive way, noticing when the mind is distracted, not getting upset about it, but noticing it and gently coming back to the breath, the sensation of breath as it enters and leaves the nostrils. And however many times we find ourselves distracted, that many times we gently let go of the distraction, come back to the breath, but in a gentle way, not in a tight, hurried, stressful way. All very relaxed and gentle. Keeping in mind the Buddha's great teaching on selflessness, that all these phenomena in the world, including ourselves, are not as solid or real as we take them to be. They are more impermanent and rainbow-like than we may know at the moment. So everything can be taken in a relaxed but firm manner. So we'll sit quietly for 10 minutes. Those who are complete beginners, you may need to take a break after 5 minutes, which is fine, and then start again. Try to keep the same posture, but if it's very painful, of course, move, change posture completely. Don't sit there with tremendous pain. Okay, thank you everyone. We'll engage in a short reflection on rejoicing. If we were to start the day with Shamatha alone, that would be wonderful. However, if we add to it, if we have time, a short reflection or analytical practice, such as the one we're about to do now, it could add to the interest of the day. One could notice certain things and replace certain patterns of thinking with other patterns which are more wholesome and happiness inducing, even joy inducing. So rejoicing is a practice which is highly recommended, since it is in one way very easy. We just sit and rejoice or find happiness, generate happiness in the happiness of others, in the goodness of others, in the beauty or intelligence or whatever of others, rather than what can be a usual response, which is very devastating for us, that response of envy or jealousy, which are very natural. We could feel jealous of anybody. You know, mothers can feel jealous of their children. We can feel jealous, of course, as we know, of our brothers, sisters, friends, lovers, anybody. And this comes from a kind of a poverty mentality within ourselves. We don't feel good enough inside. So when we see others having, what we think is more than what we have, more intelligence, more beauty, more, whatever, wealth, it makes us uncomfortable and miserable and envious. So if we were to learn how to be happy whenever we see somebody else with happiness or good fortune, imagine how much benefit that would bring to us, and then also, of course, to others, since we would then relate with others in a way that is more joyful and open and happy, rather than closed, envious, kind of miserable and resentful. Okay, so short practice now, since time is racing on. And again, many thanks to all of you who have joined from here and there. So, first of all, we will reflect on things within our own life, our own actions of body, or speech, or simply mental actions, which we have engaged in, which we can remember, which were beneficial, meaning they had as their intention some wish, some spontaneous wish, or even fabricated wish to be of some benefit to others. Or it could be something like you decided to embark on a certain regime of eating or exercise, which you know is better for you, which will lead to more health and happiness in your life, which is important. Given the overall context of being of benefit to others, it's better if we are healthy and happy, right? Not miserable and sick, which is then, taking up a lot of other people's energy too. Okay, so bring to mind something you have said or done or even thought about in the last few days, if you can. If not, then further back, which has been beneficial, or which is considered a virtuous action, which leads to happiness. If you are a dharma practitioner, then you know what constitutes a virtuous action, a wholesome action with a positive intention, which has as its result happiness of some kind or other. Not talking ultimate happiness necessarily, but at least some happiness, some goodness. Reflect, remember that, and then rejoice in that thinking. And there's various ways to do this. You could think in your head of how wonderful that is, how wonderful it is. So in whatever language or phrase you want to use to encourage yourself, to show yourself how wonderful that is, how great that you did that or said that or thought in that way. Wonderful, that's great. So reflect on this first, your own goodness, your own positivity. How wonderful it is. Even the smallest action that benefited others. How wonderful. Notice and try to work gently with any resistance you may feel. You may feel, well, I don't deserve to rejoice in this. I'm basically not a good person. Whatever comes out, work with it and say, no, this is worth rejoicing in. We don't need to be great bodhisattvas yet. If we gave something to someone, of course, it's not yet the perfection of giving necessarily, but you gave rather than you stole. So how wonderful that is. Be happy at that. Even if you gave with an ulterior motive to get something in return, think, well, at least I gave something. That's a basis for engaging in the future in more and more skillful giving, more and more open-hearted, bodhisattva type giving. So how wonderful. It's a start. Now, since unfortunately there's time constraint, not for me, but for some of you, we'll move on. Now we'll get to the hard stuff, actually. Think of something that makes you envious of others. Pick a person you know well, not some distant person, some person you know well, maybe a friend, better if it's a friend. But you feel envious of something regarding that person. They're a better, whatever, better meditator, they're better looking, they are, according to you, they are, wealthier, they have more friends than you, they seem to be, progressing better in life than you, they seem to have an ease about their behavior, which you don't have. So you feel uncomfortable. You feel, oh, I wish I was like that, but not just that, you feel envious of the person, you feel a little resentful. It stops you being totally open and happy and, very warm-hearted towards that person, because this envy has infiltrated into your mind and contaminated it to lesser or greater degree, right? So think of that and try to think, well, look, this thing about the other person, if they're, say, more intelligent or considered more handsome than me, that's because of the karma they've created. They've created the cause to be that way, or they've created the cause to be more intelligent, either through their effort in this life or through many factors which could come from previous incarnations, according to Lord Buddha. So rejoice in it. Well, that's good. And if they are more effective at benefiting others, think, well, that's wonderful. This person is benefiting others more than me. Well, good for them. Maybe I can learn something from them. So rejoice. Think how wonderful it is that this person is benefiting others more, or whatever it is, more than me. Begin to generate some happiness and rejoicing based on intelligence, intelligent reasoning. This is the point. Instead of giving in to this useless emotion of envy and jealousy, which is really pathetic and creates harm for our own mind, and ultimately can create a lot of harm for others. See how destructive that is and generate a warm-hearted response. Even if it feels very fabricated right now, it will be a beginning. So how wonderful it is. This person has this, that, or the other. That's great. Generate warmth towards them. How wonderful it is. Especially useful for young children who can get very envious and jealous of other children for having a better pencil or pen, or teacher said some nice words to them, not to me. they can be taught to begin to have that habit of rejoicing, it will be so wonderful. So much more happiness in the classroom. How wonderful it is. So this is a free advice for teachers. It's common sense as well, not rocket science. But yes, it's hard to put into effect. Not easy, but not necessarily too difficult either. Practice. Maybe we can only do 3 or 4 press-ups right now, that with great difficulty. We can build up. We could do 10 press-ups without falling exhausted to the floor. So with the mind, which is much, much, much more flexible and has greater potential than the body, there's no limit. You think Lord Buddha is envious of anybody? You think the great bodhisattvas have envy? Absolutely not. So if they can achieve that, so can we. So we should have that courage, that determination. I'm not going to let envy, jealousy ruin my life. Because according to our teachers, and it makes a lot of sense, envy and jealousy create the cause for failure, whereas rejoicing creates the cause for success. Even if you don't want it, success will come because you're open-hearted. The positive energy attracts positive energy. This is a law of the universe. It's not invented by Buddhists. Spend the last minute or two rejoicing in a manner that you find useful. Whatever case in your life, scenario in your life you think needs the balm, the medicine of rejoicing applied on it, please do that now for the remaining 2-3 minutes. Thinking how wonderful it is, or any other phrase in any language that inspires you. Okay. So now it's 8:37. I can stay on. Maybe we don't only have to have the question and answer on Friday or discussion, but I also understand how some people just want a quiet beginning to the day, and already there's been a lot of words. So those of you who would need to get on with your day or would prefer not to hear too many words again right now, maybe better you leave and get on with what you need to get on with. But those who want to stay for a little bit of meaningful discussion, we could do that now, if you wish. So I'll give you a minute or so to consider that, and those who want to stay, you stay. Those who need to go, you go. But I suggest you stretch your arms and legs for a minute or two if you're going to stay. Okay, seems like none of you are corporate slaves here. You have to work from 9 to 5. So this is good. Maybe you're corporate slaves from 10 or 11 a.m., but whatever. Yeah, what would you like to discuss? Let me unmute. Please put your hand up if you, sorry to be schoolmasterly. Good night from Chicago, says Mohit. Wow, people from Chicago, how about that? All right. Anybody? You stayed on for discussion, not for me to go on blah blahing. So please say something. Aruna ji, Naveen ji, Sujit ji, nothing. Jugantar bhai. Maybe everyone has just left where they are and just kept their screens on. I don't know.
Hi Kabirji, how are you?
I'm well. Who's that? With it.
Yes. How are you doing? Long time.
Yeah, boliye.
I just something about my posture, which I wanted to just confirm. I did confirm with the girl who conducts the sessions normally. I feel that I'm able to. I mean, this is just me. I'm not trying to give a suggestion, but I feel I'm better able to focus on the breath with the Dhyan Mudra. And she said you can continue with it. So I just wanted to confirm that that's all right as well.
What do you mean by Dhyan Mudra? The one like this?
The index, yes, the index finger with the thumb.
Oh, this one.
Yes.
No, whatever.
Yes.
No, whatever. At this stage, that's fine. Later, if you go much, much deeper and you meet a more qualified teacher, they might give you some other advice. But I think this is perfectly fine for now, especially if it is helping you. Yeah, that's fine.
All right. Thank you so much, Kabirji.
Thank you, Udit. Where are you at the moment?
I'm in Bombay. Bombay right now. Yes, I'm in Bombay.
Thank you.
Oh, how is your health?
Good, thank you. Good. Thank you. Anybody else? Jugi, you look like you're in the dark. Oh no, that's Jagmohan ji. Good morning. Milind, Anita.
Yeah, hi. Can you hear me? Good morning.
Good morning. Yes, I can hear you.
Yeah. I'm from Pune, Kabirji. I've met you long ago.
Okay.
But you won't remember me. Yeah, I really, I mean, this is serendipity because I woke up a bit late, about 10 minutes. Although I subscribe to Tushita WhatsApp group, I generally am neglecting it. But today I said that I should attend this. I especially, I do meditation regularly, but this was the first time I think I did the second part, rejoicing.
Okay.
And I think it's, I found it very useful. Although it was a bit fabricated, I knew in advance who I feel envious about. And there was one person who has a good amount of fame, and who's in the same work line that I am in. Another one who is financially very secure. So it helped me. These are very close friends, but there are occasions of, when I'm feeling down and out, I tend to think in terms of, oh, they have this luck of being born in this family, or with such a legacy. And so, one tends to fall in that cycle. At least I do.
So did the meditation help you? Did this help you?
This helped me.
Maybe, as you say, it's fabricated in the beginning, but it can become more real Yeah, more genuine, let's say, heartfelt. Also, you can think how fame and all these things are really quite ephemeral. They come and go, you know. They come and go, wealth and fame. And we're not just talking about the time of death when they have to go, but they can go way before. I mean, I have some friends, one particular one who had a lot of fame and, you know, wealth and ended up in a bad place, you know. So, yeah, you don't need to be envious of other people's wealth.
Yes, yes.
Or because it's more money or whatever.
Correct, correct. Yeah. So thank you so much.
Well, thank you. Thanks for joining. Thanks for,
Yeah, I hope to join more often.
Very good. Thank you, Milinji. Yugi is saying, what's he saying? Can you speak more about how rejoicing attracts good luck and feeling jealousy evokes failure? A good question. I think it's like the law that when you go around, say, in your day feeling aggressive and nasty, you're going to attract that. You're going to see, you're going to provoke others somehow at an energetic level, and they're going to respond that way, especially people who are themselves feeling upset and angry. Whereas if one is rejoicing, let's say, if has that rejoicing mind, it creates a wealth of positive energy and aura around you. Not necessarily things that most of us could see, but we can feel it. So if you are that kind of person, you attract positive vibes and goodness from others. Others feel more secure around you, I think, more trustworthy, more trust around you, more goodness. So then it's just you're attracting more and more goodness, good qualities, good people, good karma, one might say. So therefore, these are all recipes, all part of the causes and conditions, don't you think, for success. Whereas jealousy is such a negative mind, it makes us go down, makes us feel poverty-stricken, more so. So then it's like what we call self-fulfilling prophecy, yeah? We feel poor inside, we feel useless. Then we also feel resentful and angry because people we know seem to be doing better than me. So then it's just a downward spiral, yeah? It's not going up, it's going down. Our mind is going down, and then our ability to actually do anything very positive for ourselves also goes down, because it just leads to a sense of negative hopelessness, just feeling miserable and angry and upset. And then one's really dug oneself, you see, into a hole, and it's difficult to get out of that hole. Does that make sense, Yuki? Thank you. Okay, you're unable to, that's no problem. I'm unable to open your mic. Yeah, I think you're the sort of person who is very positive and rejoicing. So you will have a lot of success. Already have a lot of success. So I'm envious of you. Yeah, you have a good. I envy where you are in Arunachal Pradesh. Although maybe when the electricity goes or whatever, the cold comes, I wouldn't envy you so much. Yeah. Arunaji, yeah, what would you like to say? You have put on your video, so I hope you're going to say something. Yeah, you cannot speak if you are, cannot be heard if you are not unmuted.
No, I said I don't really have anything to say. I've just been listening to you.
You look very well this morning. You look very well. So I'm very happy to see that. You look very good this morning.
Yeah. Oh, thank you very much. I don't feel so good, but
I rejoice. I hope your writing work is going well.
So. Good. It's a strange world we are involved in.
Yeah.
Really strange world.
Yeah, it is a strange world. And Jugi Bhai, we are being reminded by Ajiji that Jugi is living where the sixth Dalai Lama was. Blessed by sixth Dalai Lama, who is quite an interesting character.
Yes.
Poet and lover, yes.
Oh.
He was born in Arunachal, apparently. where Yugi is, Yugantar is. Yeah. What else? Anybody connected with the session? We just did. We go on another 5 minutes. Sujitji, Neha Panwar, Jagmohanji. No? Okay. So we can dedicate now with some words again, which is connected with the second part of our meditation, especially this morning. So this will be part of the dedication. To understand what meditation is, one must lay the foundation of righteous behavior. Without that foundation, meditation is really a form of self-hypnosis. Without being free from anger, jealousy, envy, greed, acquisitiveness, hate, competition, the desire for success, all the moral, respectable forms of what is considered righteous, without laying the right foundation, without actually living a daily life free of the distortion of personal fear, anxiety, greed, and so on, meditation has very little meaning. So may we lay the correct foundation for a genuinely meaningful, spiritual, meditative life, so that we can be more and more beneficial for ourselves and others. May we never be separated from the authentic teachings, wherever we may find them. May we never be separated from authentic teachers who kindly guide us. May we always be able to meet up with the great bodhisattvas and Buddhas in human form. May all their holy wishes be fulfilled. And may all of us generate more and more insight and genuine great compassion in the mind of bodhicitta, genuinely wishing to attain full awakening in order to be able to awaken all sentient beings. May we always have great respect and devotion towards our kind spiritual teachers, through whose kindness we develop. Thank you all very much.